Alrighty, hello everyone, back with another video. So it's been about a year since I posted a video, last posted a video, and it's been maybe a year since you've seen me talk about the HP782. So I just want to do a quick general review, things I like, things I don't like. Obviously it's not going to be a comprehensive review. I do want to do a comparison, though, in a future video between the R7 and the HP782, as they're very comparable radios. Now, what do I like about this radio? And a lot of you kind of said it, well, it looks like a Tetra radio. And it kind of does. Obviously, this big screen, LCD screen, kind of sucks they couldn't integrate a touchscreen in there. I don't know, I feel in a way you could have put, but then it would have been more of a smart radio. Obviously, I don't think that was their angle with this model. This was more of an enhanced version of the X1P, right? You have your single front microphone, no dual microphones like the X1P, but what I really do like overall is this channel selector knob. This is great if you got to switch through channels. These are just some test channels that I use. And this also does your volume. You have 3 programmable side buttons, which for me I have set, I think that's all tones off. I can't recall. My call, receive, and call end are my zones. And I have a few options here, of course, encryption. This will support basic, enhanced, and up to AES 256 if you want the license for that. Pretty expensive license, but it does give you the availability. I do have a screen protector on here also, very good investment. This is one thing about Hytera products is the screen. Most of their products are all glass screens, at least in the higher end. When you get into the PD series, the PD 682, 782, X1P, those are all glass screens, and they're built very well. This one is also a glass screen, I believe. I do have a, like I said, screen protector, very good investment. And the audio on this is just, it's very loud. It's right up there with the R7, of course, with that under display speaker. As you can see, nicely illuminated. But where this radio really sets itself apart is the onboard recording. As you can tell with the little microphone option in the corner, I will switch to day mode. This is night mode. The recording, which I will show you in the settings, which is very accessible. Turn this down so we're not hearing all the beeping. It's in your TF application setting. You do need an SD card for this radio. I think it supports up to 128 gigs. I think I have a 32 or a 64. So yeah, 16, 32, 64, those will all work. Similar to the 982, where it had the onboard recording. And this is great. This will just, unlike the R7, where it only records the last 5 transmissions, this will record until the card is full. You have live record, so if you wanted to do basically a voice note with someone, you can do that. Haven't really used that, but it's kind of a cool feature. And then your record file list. So I have quite a few recordings in here. I can't remember how many it holds up to per file. It's either 25 or 50. If there's continuous transmissions, it'll actually bunch it into one recording, into one file. So that's really good to know. For example, I had 4 hits there. That was continuous, so it kind of grouped it into one file, but you'd have to scroll to the beginning to start it. So a little downside there, but that works. Furthermore, kind of like the X1P, you have these abundance of settings. So your profiles, obviously, different audio settings, if you want your bass and treble set differently. This does have vibrate, and front panel programming, which is a if you're using this for amateur use, great little radio. I use this on the Brandmeister system, and it's really good when it comes to Brandmeister, but I will get to that in a minute. But yeah, no, this audio-wise, there's so many options in here you can customize. I do suggest doing in the CPS as opposed to from the radio. I just keyed up there on my 682. The audio is extremely loud on here. This speaker, very comparable with the R7 and some other DMR radios out there, but Motorola-wise, but it just doesn't compare to some of their other models. This is super loud and doesn't distort whatsoever. Crystal clear, both digital and analog. But yeah, the recording thing is something I do really like. The other thing I really like that you won't see, at least on any of the Hytera series other than the H series right now, is the noise suppressor. The noise suppressor is amazing. I wish Hytera had it, you know, many generations ago. But it's something they're bringing to the game now. And it's great. Again, it's right up there with the XPRs, very on par with that. Depending on the situation, I find this can be a little better, depending on the noise. Loud pump rooms, I've kind of tested that out, and that's been, with the R7 in this, the 782 is just slightly the most slightest of background noise. The R7 cancels it completely out. Obviously, dual microphones. This does not have dual microphones. If you're looking for dual microphones, unfortunately, this is not your radio, but it can do a very good job with just the one single microphone. That's totally not an issue for me. Transmit receive on here, unfortunately, I feel is a downside. This antenna is garbage. Please don't use this antenna. Please go out and buy the titanium antenna. I think Hytera charges, what, 20 or 30 bucks for it, Canadian. It's a much better antenna than this. This antenna is, especially if you're operating on DMR simplex, this receive is quite weak on here. Transmit I found to be okay, but receive is quite weak on this antenna. I would certainly go out and consider another option for an antenna. I know Hytera makes a few different types, but yeah, this stubby antenna, it just doesn't cut it, unfortunately. And obviously, depending on your band you're transmitting into, that's going to affect it, but I've had issues with DMR simplex. Repeaters, on the other hand, I've been okay. Brandmeister is in my area, and I've had really good success connecting to hotspots. But other than that, and like I said, GPS, Bluetooth, if I didn't mention it already, that comes with this model, depending on the model you get. Again, very similar to the X1P, just in a more enhanced version, and of course you have the call record, and the call record and the noise suppressor. So a certainly big upgrade from what we had with the X1P, which was another great radio with the dual mics, but this really tops it off. I know a lot of you are thinking, hey, looks like a Tetra radio. It's not a Tetra radio, but it is a great, solid radio for the price. You're going to certainly pay less than you're going to pay for an R7 with this. It's going to run you right around about 1,900 Canadian, 900 to 1,000 Canadian, and obviously someone can fact check that in the comments for USD, which is probably going to be right around 700 USD, roughly 600-700, and of course the R7 is going to cost you almost double that, when you can get a very comparable radio that is great for amateur use and for my work, it's great. For public works use, for government, great little radio. Yeah, absolutely great little model. And let me know what you think in the comments. Again, just a general brief overview. Let me know what else you guys like to see, and we will catch you in the next video. Take care.